Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week where we're getting closer to the league season starting. Pre-season is now finished and we don't really look any better, to be honest with you. The same players are playing and they're not performing to the levels we already know that they aren't capable of, and we're going to be going into a season opener with the majority of them starting. So it's a pretty damning display affairs at the moment, and piled on tonight as well with Joan Jordan from Sevilla rejecting us as well. So we'll talk about everything that's kind of transpired since the last episode. And if you do enjoy, as always, you could like, subscribe, and share. It's very much appreciated. We'll first go on to that Union Berlin game. Obviously, very high scoring, four each. Two teams that clearly can't defend to save themselves. It's just when you look at the team that started this game, I think that is going to be the team near enough that will start the opening league game. Out with maybe Václav Černý, who obviously just joined the day before, so he wasn't going to be involved. I would like to see him probably in the starting lineup for the game against Hearts, but that's probably as good as you're getting it, to be honest. Cyril Dessers scoring two on the day, Tom Lawn scoring two on the day. To be fair, a lot of nicely worked goals, nice team goals. It was stuff we haven't really seen in pre-season yet. But at the back, we're just absolutely dire. And again, shipping four goals.
And mate, that's the key thing there. But it doesn't matter what you do going forward. We can't defend to save our lives here. I know where people are talking about midfield, bringing midfielders in, bringing attackers in, what have you. We need centre halves in. We need them in now. For me, I I just think it's some of the defending we're seeing here is just shambolic, really. I know it's pre-season still, but you're just honestly, it's one area for me where it has to be massively strengthened. Also, we know Connor Golson's on the way out. So for me, defensively, that's we've got to tighten up there.
Nah, no, we need to sign it. For me, at least one or two. Somebody be the commanding centre half that Goldson was all those years ago. Obviously, that money that was set aside for Jose Cordoba very early on in the window, where is that money then went? Because we were looking in that area to start off the window. But definitely, the centre half options need massively improved. Because realistically, you couldn't put a pairing together that you're confident on, which is
No.
really poor. Um, but I think going through the game, I thought Diomande again shows his class. I think he's just a different level to everybody in this team. He was really good alongside Connor Barron again, who has been a real surprise package. I would say for pre-season so far. A lot of us really excited to sign him, but I don't think a lot of us expected him to be as good as he has been in this period. So I really impressed with him, and I have been impressed with Hefty on the left hand side going forward. He just needs a bit of a hand for a competent centre
Uh,
half at the back to be able to help him out in his defensive duties. But there was a lot more promising stuff for this game in terms of the attacking output and the way we were moving the ball and stuff. But still, we're missing very key components of this team to be
it's
successful.
no, that's it, mate. As I say, it doesn't matter what we do going forward. We can't defend. And that's as I say, that was even when Goldson was here as well. So just I'd like to have two proper centre halves in really. I know we signed a young boy that was on the bench and what have you, and you've got experience of bargain there, but you just need more defensively. Also we'll get on the players and stuff like that were linked with and deals and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, concerning if there's no links with centre halves coming out.
Yeah, we're looking at what, a month left of the window.
No.
There's got to be a lot of kind of
You,
activity
you
in that
can't
area.
you can't go for me the first Old Firm with Suter and Davies
No.
as your two.
Davies
That
shouldn't even
is
be starting games for us. It's
no.
unbelievable. When was the last time? So before obviously all your centre halves get injured towards the end of last season, Davies came in. When was the last time Davies actually played a game? I think it was Real Betis away. Obviously we
Really.
won that game somehow, but
Mm. On the
for
corners.
for months for months after that, I mean, Davies was nowhere to be seen. Now he's going to be one of our first choice centre halves. I mean, the neglect to that position over the years has just been nothing short of absolutely embarrassing for a club like us. You bring in Suter. Suter was supposed to be the guy that was going to take over for Goldson, and then Goldson signed that big contract, and he was still there. Aye, Goldson is. I'm worried when he leaves because I hope we don't continue to neglect the position and just say, "Oh, we've got options there." None of the options together are good enough. So, aye, that for me, like everybody else, is probably the glaring thing that you take away for the game going into Hearts next week. But obviously, it was made a little bit better with the rumours that were coming out of Spain and Sevilla, and journalists close to them saying Joan Jordan, who we've been kind of pursuing for a couple of weeks, was close to a move. Everything was agreed with Sevilla. We were paying, what, 60% of his wages. There was a buy option included of €4 million. Everton was done, barring Jordan's approval, and that is something that we obviously didn't get, and he's rejected the chance to come to Rangers, which is unfortunate. But I don't understand why we're that far down in negotiations when we haven't really got the first, like the notion that the player was actually interested in coming to the club. We've had a bid rejected obviously a couple of weeks ago. We've continued to improve those offers and came to an agreement with Sevilla, only for then the player to reject us, which just it says a lot about the way we've been conducting our business this summer for me. I mean, as I mentioned, Jose Cordoba was one of those guys. Yusuf Kabadai was another one of those. Kenny McLean even. There was obviously rumours that we weren't going to be paying his wages and stuff. So there's a lot of players rejecting us this summer, and you've got to kind of look at what are we doing to entice these players to the club. I wouldn't say Rangers is particularly an attractive option at the moment, to be honest. But for it to get that far down in negotiations, everyone's set in stone, and aye, we end up failing on another move this summer, and a guy that would have really, really improved this midfield.
Oh, massively would improve the midfield. But as I say, for me, mate, also we've said it. Not right now. We're not a attractive option probably to come and play football for. But I'm not really interested in people that don't really want to come to the club. It's bad on the club, as I say, for consistent with this one. You've had McLean and all these kind of other rumours. Obviously, need a bit of experience in there, but I'm no bothered about if this guy doesn't want to come. Then I don't. I'm no bothered at all.
That's
As
the
you say
thing,
about
aye.
the business here, but it's just. So, I mean, is a free transfer next summer?
I think his contract
His
actually runs out
contract.
in
So the fact that you'd be
2027,
paying a fee for it,
so
what
a
does
few
it right?
years.
Well, 4 million. I don't know for a 30-year-old, I'm a bit.
I don't think it would have been something we would have necessarily went and done anyway. I think it was just a case of Sevilla and are desperate to get him away. So if he plays well for us, we've obviously got that option there.
Wow,
But
I know. I mean, as I say, I'm just the guy doesn't want to come. You can't force the hand. As I say, just with the business that we're doing is just get some defenders in, please, Rangers. That's all I care about right now. Just get some defenders in.
yeah, I mean, this one's just been a bit of a. It felt a bit far fetched at the time, thinking, right, well, will he come and play? He's played his full career in Spain. He'll
Mm.
probably be looking for a more attractive option out there first before he comes here. But aye, I think looking at the Sevilla fans' comments on the way this deal's collapsed and stuff, they seem to be kind of raging that Jordan's still here. It seems to be like they're Scott Wright, to be honest, the guy that just won't leave.
Oh, don't say that.
So unfortunate that we couldn't get it over the line, but we move on to another target, I guess. Hopefully, somebody the same profile and pedigree that we can obtain. And somebody that will improve the squad. But if you're saying a player that wasn't really 100% keen on coming for here for the first talks, you kind of
Don't want
you need to move away from that because it could get a bit sour in due course. But Jordan won't be signing for Rangers, and then Connor Goldson, a bit of a weird one. This, and there's basically no news outlets that have reported Connor Goldson's going to be playing for Aris Limassol, but everybody's kind of on board that he's going there. This is Mappa, football podcast in Cyprus, have been collaborating with some Rangers podcasts and stuff. When Hefty was signing from Apoel, I've commented saying, "I don't panic. Connor Goldson will be signing for Aris Limassol, and it'll kind of just be a matter of time." What I have seen in like the last hour or so, that this deal might be a loan, which is I feel it's
to.
stupid as in to negotiate a loan. I was thinking at the time, how do Aris Limassol pay a fee and take on a large part of Connor Goldson's wages? It might look like Aris Limassol are now taking on only Connor Goldson's wages, which for us to he's still going to be here next season. Then, if that's the case, we're really needing to get this guy off the wage bill. If anything, hopefully those rumours are just rumours, and he will be signing permanently for Aris Limassol. But you would expect that to be kind of ironed out in the next couple of days.
I mean, that's again, we talk about the business. and that's he has to go permanently for me. You can't just have him out on the loan. It's got to be a permanent transfer. You look at the options we've got now. Connor Goldson wouldn't be obviously that bad to what we're having to watch. But no, hopefully he's away, as I say. Aye, I'm not really set another one for the guys, you know what I mean? As I said last episode, he needs to just go away, man. Just enjoy your football again, do you know what I mean?
Aye, and it's kind of the more I've obviously we've talked about it last week. Connor Goldson be leaving the club. It feels like he's just kind of sneaking out the back door without any communication for the club or any
Asian.
of the like. I just feel like he doesn't deserve that as much as we kind of want him to leave at the moment. He's not a guy that deserves just to go away with a pat on the back. I mean, he put a lot
Uh,
of good hard years in for the club, and I don't feel like he should not be acknowledged for that. Like, obviously, we're all disappointed about the success, but he's one guy I feel that can definitely hold his head a bit high with the amount of games he played for the club. Obviously, the trophy's a different story, but hopefully, aye, we'll see how that goes in the next week. And then after the Birmingham game, Todd Cantwell confirming that he's or Philippe Clement confirming Todd Cantwell's requested to leave the club. Aye, this is just a sad state of affairs for everybody. Todd Cantwell came up here to revitalise his career and fall in love with football again, as he said, and he done that under Michael Bailey. He looked like a good, promising option for us at that time. But as soon as Michael Beale left, you could definitely see the cogs in Todd Cantwell's head turning. He'd be like, right, I've not got the safety blanket here, a manager who's going to play me all the time and give me what I want. Philippe Clement demanded more of Todd Cantwell, and I feel at times he got a good bit out of Todd Cantwell. He obviously scored some good goals and put in some good performances, but he was largely inconsistent last season after Clement came in. And without him being seen this summer for Rangers so far, he's handed in a transfer request, and basically anybody that comes in for him can take him.
I mean, yet again, another one that came up and gave the talk and
Like
then
he
didn't
did give
deliver.
the talk.
Gave a talk, never turned up in the real serious big games. Just wanted to post on Instagram highlight reels and call people clowns or whatever they would say. I just good riddance really for me. Just look forward to seeing the back of Todd Cantwell personally.
He
Never
done
been
the
taught.
club no favours, and he done Philippe Clement really no favours as well when he had to comment on certain stuff he would do in the pitch and on social media, and like you
But
don't want a guy like that.
I mean, it must have been I think it was in Europe. Clement's one of the first games. It was him and Danilo winning at the bar. I know it might seem silly to some people and that, but it's him and Danilo doing the wee dancing. I remember just the manager being like, right,
Yeah.
let's get back here. And I just, as I say, just another one that gave a big talk. I mean, he's singing with Sutton and all that kind of stuff. Like you can't, for me, you can't do that and then and no turn up. That's always been my problem with Todd Cantwell. He's
Well,
happy,
we'll look at
say
Todd
he's the best.
Cantwell now, right? He joins Rangers looking to obviously become a key figure in our team. He leaves Rangers becoming a total embarrassment to Scottish football. He leaves being a guy that's won one trophy in his time here, numerous times where he's absolutely shat the bed against Celtic, for instance. He's a guy who I will be happy to see the backing. To be honest with you, I did rate him as a player. I thought he was a good option, but for me, he's no use with the stuff that he does behind the scenes, and he's a target in the pitch, and he can't handle it up here. It's as simple
No.
as that.
And
So
it's another, as I say, mate, yeah, they do it to themselves. They up when they come up, they think they're going to run the game, and then when they come up, they find it's harder than what it actually is. I just, as I say, happy to see the back of Todd Cantwell. Hope we get a decent fee for him. What was it, Cardiff he was linked with? I seen.
nah, it's the thing.
Mm.
He'll go back down and he'll rot in the championship because he's not as good as he thinks he is. He thinks he's an
Well,
absolute world beater, but he's not got the brain or the skill to be able to put everyone else to the side and just focus on his game. If he was any sort of a player that wanted to succeed, he wouldn't be handing in a transfer request. He'd be knuckling down and trying to bring success to Rangers Football Club. He's not got it in him, and I'm glad that Philippe Clement saw that and saw right through him, and he'll get rid of him. Todd Cantwell will leave Rangers as an absolute loser. It's as simple as that.
it's mate. Just a wee TikTok video with it.
Aye. And then obviously some positive news. Václav
Oh,
Černý
I've signed for Rangers. Look at me right now.
signing from Wolfsburg on loan, the Czech Republic right winger, obviously playing at the Euros in the summer as well, which is promising. 26 years old. Um, and obviously playing for FC20 and Ajax over the years as well. Decent pedigree behind him. Played with Danilo, obviously at Ajax and FC20 as well, where they had a good relationship on the field. And it's a right winger. It's a player. It's a position. Sorry, we have not had a proper player for I can't remember how long. You mean you look at the players that we've had to play there at times, being
Mm.
Aribo and Roof and Yanis Hadji, Todd
Mhm.
Cantwell, obviously Ross McCausland broke through last season, but still remains to be seen where he's going to be good enough to rely on. But Czerny coming in, he's an option. For the start, he should come in and start straight away. It shouldn't be any of this. We'll bed him in his fitness and stuff. He should play against Hearts, and that should be it. And I think he could be a really, really promising player for us, a guy who can score goals for wide areas. And I'm on board and excited with this one.
It is it's an exciting one. If Clement's in a business saying more baldies, come on, I'll play centre half if you need me. I'm here. And I'll cost less than Connor Goldson or anybody else at the moment. No, I'm excited about this one. Obviously, partnership with Danilo we're talking about there as well. Just to see what he's like on the park. As I say yet again, I hate to watch these highlight clips on YouTube. We all end up falling for it, think they're going to be fantastic, and then when they actually play, they don't really deliver. But hopefully, this guy turns up, does a business, and we'll see. I'm in agreement with you. He has to go straight into the deep end for me. Has to be playing, because I don't think, as I said to you before, I think McCausland's a good rotational player to bring in and out. I just think this guy's got to be the starter.
Nah, and maybe alongside another winger as well, because we've been linked with Gonçalo Borges from Porto alongside Strasbourg as well in France. Obviously, they're owned by, I don't know if Todd Bowley actually owns them at Chelsea, but they've got some
Aye,
sort of
I think it
partnership
does.
with them. Anyway, apparently us and them are interested. It was reported we bid uh, some along the region, €5 million for the player. Obviously, he's a winger. He's young. He's obviously promising. He's up and coming.
Mhm.
Again, everything kind of ticks the boxes, but it's obviously going to be a large fee that they're commanding for him because the bids were rejected from both us and Strasbourg. So there might be some legs in this one for the rest of the window, but I think the fact that we're actually going and putting in a significant bid for a winger means that we're probably looking in that area. You look at
Mhm.
we've got Cortez, Matondo's future is really kind of up in debate, and then you've got Ross McCausland might fancy his chances elsewhere to go out and loan, and Scott Wright you would expect to still be leaving the club, but aye, definitely the profile of player I would like to see at Rangers.
Definitely, mate. You said Scott Wright might be leaving the guy. We were saying that till we're 50. I can't honestly, if he's still here, I said was it 15 million? I seen. I don't maybe it's just one of the things Twitter were doing, but
I think what it was the same page that posted this. I think they're wanting up to
well,
15 million for him,
uh,
but I just can't see it.
I just think to myself, obviously it's nice to look at these kind of players and what have you. But for me, as I say, I go back to what I said at the start there. We need defenders have to be the first priority. And that's for me. That's how you win league titles. Being solid at the back, it makes everyone else's job a lot easier. But yeah, again, it's just one of them. I feel like Rangers are just going to be linked with Evdy until obviously when the window closes. If we are to sign him, fair play. But as I say, I'd
No.
much rather be looking at defenders right now, than potential, obviously future wingers and whatever. For me right now, the centre half area has to be
That's
everything.
the thing. We should be looking at multiple deals at the same time. Like we should be trying to get as
Even
many
if
players in
even
before the 1st of August as possible.
even obviously you look at Shanklin as well. I know obviously we were talking about that last week as well. That still one I would look to do. I mean, there's so many positions still to be obviously addressed. But for me, as I say, centre halves are where it needs to be.
No, and then also, I mean, last week
I
this kind of
mean,
came out of nowhere, and then it's just kind of vanished a wee bit. Obviously, Man United in the US on their pre-season tour at the moment, but Hannibal Mejbri is a guy that I would
let's
desperately like to see at the club.
let's educate people who are listening and watching. Jack, we were just talking obviously after this thing we game, and I said I wouldn't mind this player on loan. I'm predicting it. I'm predicting the deal so far here. No, I'd take this guy. I think it makes a lot of sense. Young player for Manchester United. Maybe use Ahmad back up for a season. I know he's starting to fire on all cylinders, but I'd take him back. But this one excites me.
Aye, I think it's kind of went quiet. There's not been any kind of valid sources reporting it besides this one that obviously came out on Thursday night. But I think if we've obviously played Man United this season, there could have been some inclination that we would fancy Mejbri on loan. I think he obviously was at Sevilla last season as well. Kind of had a bit of falling out with the manager there, but I think he is the profile that would succeed up here. I think he's kind of hot-headed in a way that he's passionate when he steps in the field, and he's exactly the kind of guy I think within game a couple of games anyway would fall in love with the Rangers support with the kind of player he is. And I think he kind of needs a new home as well. So
Mm.
I think his contract's running out next season, so there could be the option if we are to sign him on loan or if there's a fee involved in that as a buy option. Could be a really promising deal for us, and I'm happy. Hopefully that we're targeting Hannibal, and hopefully it's one that could come to fruition for you to be right on a transfer as well this season. But aye, another outgoing possibly is Jose Cifuentes. A lot of kind of sources in Greece media are tweeting the fact that Aris, not the Aris that Goldson's signing for, but the Aris in Greece are going to be signing Jose Cifuentes. Initial loan, but mandatory buy option of €5 million, which is absolutely mental when you think about it. The amount of money that we're going to be getting for Jose Cifuentes is more combined than we got for Kent and Morelos and Lundstrom and
Exactly.
Barris. Like all of these players, I will tip my hat to Niels Coppin for if he gets this one over the line because it's incredible business for a guy who will make profit on, and he didn't kick a ball for the club at all.
No, it's tremendous. For my boy Niels, 5 million for a guy that, as we say, we thought on the YouTube highlights looked like the player, and then he came here and didn't really turn up at all. Obviously, the weather, it's one of the FIFA excuses in it. Boss, I don't like the weather here. I need to go. No, I'm just happy to see the back of these guys and all. If we can get profit off them, fair play. Move on to
Aye,
the next one.
aye, that's it. His loan's apparently going to be cut short in Brazil, so he can make this transfer, and aye, hopefully that mandatory buy option is correct, and
Sorry,
we'll be getting some
Queensland.
good money in.
Brazil and Greece. Oof.
I know
Oh,
he just can't he can't act Scotland, but he'll go anywhere else. So, aye, Jose Cifuentes, another one that's possibly going to be going, and we finally got the confirmation that Sam Lammers has left the club. Somebody was actually stupid enough to pay money for Sam Lammers again. Um, Aye, this guy has went on for a fee near enough every season. I think since he
mm,
signed for it, he had that good season in Heerenveen all
mm.
those years ago, Atlanta, and obviously Eintracht Frankfurt and Utrecht last season, us, and now FC 20. Obviously, a few loans in there, but aye, Sam Lammers is off the wage bill, and we got a bit of profit by all means again for him as well.
Absolutely, that was the key thing there. I know what you said just there as well, but honestly would not shock me if he goes over and he does really well. Again, as you say, we never really played him in the position that he wanted to play in, obviously up top. So as I say, wouldn't shock me if he goes over again back in his homeland and does really well. But listen, I know he was brutal to watch, but just give the guy the best wishes. Do you know what I mean? We got
Aye,
the profit, we got him off the wage bill at the end of the day. Go in and enjoy your football, son. We'll take the money. Wait at the
aye.
bank.
Obviously, aye, we wish Sam the best of luck. I don't feel he was really given a proper crack at playing up front where he's played the majority of his career. He was brung in and supposedly he's supposed to be the creative option behind Cyril Dessers. So obviously it was a weird one at the time. I think if you look back at the podcasts when Lammers was signing for us last year, we were definitely reserved on the option of paying money for him, but a year later, he's found himself on loan in FC 20, so it clearly didn't work out. But aye, all the best to Sam Lammers, and then ending on, which is Saturday, we're going to be back to league action. the Premiership will kick off up at Tynecastle where it ended last season as well in a 3-each draw. Aye, it's going to be a really
Tough
tough ask
watch.
to go up there and aye, a tough watch as
Man,
well,
what a
but
fucking nightmare.
a tough ask to go up there and get the points in the opening day. I mean, since obviously we won the league the last time we're away every opening day, which doesn't make it easier. So going up to Tynecastle, you're always going to get a tough one. I think the only thing we can look at is the fact that we were unbeaten against Hearts all last season, no matter how bad we were. So obviously Philippe Clement's got that in his locker to be able to beat Hearts. But as I say, it's opening league game of the season. You can't really write off MD at home, which is the thing. We obviously be going there fully focused on getting the points, but looking at the team that will probably play the game, I mean, you've got Butland, Tavernier. I'm expecting Tavernier still to be here. I think if there was more to happen on that, it would have been done by now. He's been back in the squad and he's playing, so I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. And it seems like Dujon Sterling just keeps picking up injuries, which is kind of concerning as well. I don't feel like we could, if we sell Tavernier, Dujon Sterling can by any means be our first choice right back with the amount of injuries he picks up. But Suter and Davies is just frightening. You even think about it in an actual game. As we're saying, just hurry up and buy defenders, Rangers. Ridvan, I think, will probably get the nod. I think he's our best left back going forward and defensively. Diomande and Connor Barron will continue that partnership in the midfield, obviously, with Nicholas Raskin being out at the moment. Tom Lawrence found a decent bit of form for the past game, a couple of decent goals, doing a lot more of the stuff I think Philippe Clement wants his number 10 to do in terms of being fast out to the press and winning duels and picking up the ball in good areas and passing out to the wide men and stuff. I think Tom Lawrence had a better game the other day, obviously with two great goals. As we say, Václav Černý has to come in and make his full league debut for the get-go. Oscar Cortez on the left-hand side, still not really been that great in pre-season, not seen enough of him
Yeah.
so far, but it is obviously still early coming back for his injury and stuff. And then Cyril Dessers, by all means, will probably lead the line.
I mean, I know we've praised him for getting his head down, doing the hard work, and obviously how many goals he got last season, but that I'm just shocked
He
he's
doesn't
sticking.
win you the league. It's as simple as that.
Nah, I mean that team doesn't
That
that team
team
doesn't
doesn't
fit
even
a
get
string.
fourth.
Nah, it would help. Aye, mate, I think, as I say, the only positive really for pre-season is the Diomande and Barron sort of partnership. It seems to be working really well. I'm prepared for a table tennis score here. As long as we win,
Aye,
that's my
that's
main,
this thing.
as long
Like,
as we win. As you say, Suter and Davies at the back on opening day. Oh my God! I mean, yeah, I just don't know what to say anymore. Really, man, it's brutal at the way as it's
it's
been.
Suter and Davies up against Hearts, who have got Lon Shankland. They've
England,
got obviously Alan
like
Forrest, Jan Danda has came in this season, Blair Spittle. They've done a lot of
Scotland.
good business. Obviously Kenneth Vargas signing on permanently for last season as well. This is going to be a really tough ask to
Tough
go up there
game.
and win the game, especially with the way we've been playing and everything that's happening at the club. I just don't feel that
Mm.
everything that's happened again is filtering onto the field, and the players are just they're
I
feeling the
tell you what
discontent
though,
for the fans, and it's not good.
see when it comes to the kickoff, and if I honestly, when the team, if I see Scott Wright start this game, I
Oh,
just,
we're done.
I can't, I don't honestly, you don't know what to say half the time when you come on now. It's just embarrassing. Shooter and Davies, you're two centre halves on opening day. You've got Dessler still up top. I know what you've said about Cortez here, but I'm patient with that young man. As I say, had the injury, he's had a full pre-season there. Just give him time. But I mean, even Tav as well. We generally thought Tav was away, and if Tav's still going to be here, oh, I just don't
You
know what
look
to
at the
say.
team, right? I don't even look at Tavernier at the moment to somebody who can be improved on because I don't feel like he's going to leave. But the centre half positions, if you stick somebody in next to Suter or to take Davies out, it looks more promising. If you put somebody in instead of Lawrence, it's going to be more creative. It looks more promising. If you put somebody up, you can rely on in front of
If
goal that isn't Cyril Dessers, it looks a lot more promising, the team.
also
But
if we had the boy that's going to be up top for Hearts, I'd feel a lot more confident. As I say, I'm praying we can get if we get 3 points for the first three games, I mean, I don't, that's a miracle there for me personally. And then also you be going to the first Old Firm of the season, which I just dread to think about already. But I
Aye, I
just,
know.
it's dull at the moment, man. It's dull, and as I say, we come on here and you got to talk about this boy who Rangers have backed Everton on. It feels like to try and sign him on a loan and then permanent. Would he be a good option? Absolutely, the experience, whatever you. But see if the guy doesn't want to come, I'm not interested. I'm only interested with people that want to come and play for my football club.
Nah, there's got to be a lot of movement this week in
Well,
terms of not only players going out now, but real quality starters coming into play for the get go. So it's unfortunate the Joan Jordan thing went the way it did,
mm.
and we'll see what happens. But it's a massive week for Rangers. With obviously to hear for the chairman apparently this week on
Well, that's the
in
thing that
terms
I'm
of the
more.
updates and what's happening there.
That's the thing that I'm more concerned about than most of the rumours and whatever. What's going on with the ticketing? Where are the season ticket holders going to sit and stuff like that? And where's everybody else going to? It feels like it's just going to be a free for all.
It's going to be you probably need to be at Ibrox, so you probably need to be at Hampden for that Motherwell game about 4 hours in advance because of how much of a shit show it's going to be. Like, there's always going to be teething problems when you move a full stadium of people to a different venue, but there should have been a lot more communicated to the fans and the paying fans. Um, than now, but I supposedly with to hear for the chairman John Bennett and stuff. I think if there was a couple more higher profile signings in before we had to hear from him, he would have had a lot less to speak about. But we're in the position where again where a player's rejected us and we're still waiting on this team being improved for the apparent best in class that he labelled it. But aye, it's been a long episode this one. There's been a lot to cover over the last week. But that's been the episode for this week. We'll look at I don't know if we'll look ahead and look forward to the game on Saturday, but we'll definitely keep our eyes open and see what's happening throughout the week, and hopefully it's a busy week. And you can let us know your thoughts on what we've talked about in this episode in the comments. But until then, we'll see you later.